Hey everyone, I want to start uploading for the Slub channel, Clip Dump channel, basically the second channel. So I want to start with the new changes for the playtest that's about to be launched at the time of recording. The playtest is the requested update. What it does is it takes a little bit of Donald's Dreamlands Part 2 and everything for Part 3 and 4, as well as the Lawbot and Bossbot suit task lines, and just overhauls them to basically have more sense and a little bit more difficult in the long run. The first time it happened, there were a lot of criticisms related to the playtest, namely the difficulty of the tasks. What I've heard is it was meant to be difficult for the sake of feedback, to see how easy it should be realistically. And the fact that you basically threw 90 laughers into and like lower laugh into basically a lion's den with level 13 and 14 cogs for CJ and CEO respectively. And it seems like everything has been addressed here. Let's start with the tweaks a little bit. So yeah, based on your feedback from the last playtest, the shopkeepers of Toontown have reduced their Toon task demands. Many of the new Lawbot and Bossbot taskline Toon tasks have been retuned, nice pun there, to be more fun and less demanding and more respectful of your time. Yep, that's also nice. Many of the Donald's Dreamland Just for Fun Toon task objectives have also been adjusted. So yeah, less cogs you have to clear in order to, yeah, basically for a little cheesy effect right there. And more objectives have been added, so like complete Lawbot puzzles and earn gag XP. Yeah, this is definitely more fun, a little more randomness to your tasks. Something to compensate for the loss of basically Part 3 and 4. And sadly, no 205-story buildings are thankfully. I don't know. Your choice. Your choice. And there has been a tease for the Gag XP Toon tasks, and it seems that there are no here. They are just for fun, and basically they will only appear if you let's say you have a level 3 trap, and you basically from Melodyland, and you basically just go in undergeared, underprepared. Now the tasks can appear, and you have that Dream Railroad much quicker. But there's a caveat here: the rewards are not boosted by basically battle modifiers like cog buildings. How are you supposed to claim that, by the way? Facilities again, and basically cog invasions. So no, mega invasions cannot boost that. However, claw modifiers like silly teams will boost them. And by extension, I think that would also apply to let more merry multipliers from the Cartoon Evil, or throw codes if you have them. So yeah, basically easier time to get level 7s. Much easier. These Toon tasks are a response to common feedback that some Toons haven't trained out their gags for later cog encounters, despite their best efforts. Even after completing all required Toon tasks beforehand. Yeah, I basically saw like under level Toons for like lower level CEOs. I'm like, why? Just go and train. And there's a change that addresses people who like a challenge. Implemented an optional secret method to bypass all existing Add future toon tasks that check your gag progress. Again, I don't know if all applies to the toon resistance task that basically lets you start field offices quest line. I hope not. I generally hope not. But if it is, then maybe 140 reverse Ubers might be possible. And speaking of, basically what I interpret here is 1, reverse Ubers, and 2, all flawless and squirtless semi are basically out of date. Congratulations, you have to make a new one. So all the semis are basically out of date unless you're not using a flawless or squirtless. So if you're not, good for you, you're still in the game. But if you are, then either you can make a new toon or you can have an archive, an original semi or reverse Uber, whatever you prefer. And if that's the case here, maybe 140 reverse Uber with basically every level 1 might be a possibility. We'll have to see. And there were changes that address the issue of 90 laughers and CJs and CEOs. The Toon Resistance's latest intelligence report suggests that there may have been a few changes within Lava and Bossbot HQ. Okay, and the first change might sound controversial here. The office clerk will now target herself with witness protection, becoming immune to all forms of damage, except trap, until one of her allies is destroyed. This will trigger when the clerk's health is below 50%, so it's a guarantee here. However, while in witness protection, the effects of silence will no longer apply. So, sound is no longer a no-go, unless she's very low. And you won't be penalized, so that's good. If there's an open spot in the battle, the clerk will always summon as many virtual Skellicogs as possible from a pool of 3. So yeah, previously the chance of a virtual Skellicog being summoned started at 33%, so you wouldn't have a guaranteed virtual Skellicog unless she was all alone from a pool of 6. So she could still summon if all virtual Skellicogs were wiped. And yeah, basically, the previous meta of targeting her and only her is no longer an option. But sound is in play. So that's overall a good change. I won't lie. But I don't know about this. The office clerk's battle now starts with 2 cogs alongside her instead of 3. Does that mean that a virtual Skellicog will always appear in round 2? Should she always be targeted? I don't know. I don't know how the meta will change. Does that mean that the meta will change? Like, will it still be all her as the target, or just like delete the others and then the virtuals and then start going after her? Actually, it might not, because the witness protection will be in play. You would basically have to stall for 3 turns in seniors. I might say destroy the cogs that are with her, but leave virtuals alive until witness protection will trigger. I don't know. This is merely a speculation. And yeah, basically, since she starts with 2 cogs and virtual Skellicogs give 0 jury notices, her bounty bonus, basically what she will give, how many notices will she give, because she doesn't have a level, has been adjusted. The bounty bonus has been adjusted to the office clerk in both junior and senior wings. I don't know how different would the reward will be. How many notices will she give? And the virtual skyhawks that appear when failing laser puzzle have had their levels reduced. This is overall an okay change, but let's be real, we all use a level 7 or an SOS card whenever we fail. This should be a norm. This should be a norm still. Certain Lobos seem to be behaving more fairly. The Spin Doctor, Backstabber, and Lego's most lethal attacks should occur a bit less frequently. That's a good change, but I don't know how rare the attacks will be. And the biggest change of them all, the maximum cog level during the Chief Justice battle has been reduced to 12. That's a good that's an overall an amazing change that should, in theory, address the issue with 90 laughers in the fight. And now we move to Bossbot headquarters. This affects CEO more than the club president. Basically, club president has virtually one change, and that she will now spawn 2.0s during the second phase instead of the first. Because they gave him more tunes more briefly in order to take down her first phase within those 5 rounds. So yeah, basically, the free cogs that start with her will always be the regular ones. I don't. This should be overall a good change for no fire rounds, for no fire facilities, instead of being forced to use either an organic trap or a pink slip. And the next change will be a little bit controversial for higher suit players, but a little more merciful for lower. Tweak the pink slip reward count at the end of the CO battle. So now the distribution is from 3 up to 5. This should address a little issue that we have, that the game has with the elitism within the big cheese groups. It will be much easier to form a group that is like the average is less than level 45 big cheese, because the average depends on how difficult would the battle be. And level 35 big cheese and above, on average, will guarantee the highest one, which right now before the playtest is 6 fires, while the lowest is 2. So you have level 1 flunkies across all tunes, you will always guarantee a 2 fire. And this one should make it more accessible within those groups. So you don't have to have a level 45 or above big cheeses. Basically, no one does that. They always say cheese only or 2.0 only. There is a high chance that it might not be a 6 fire instead of 5. This should be more easy to access. Even if you're right, this should open up the groups a little bit more. So now it will be Raiders and cheeses only in 2.0s. I think overall a nice change. Some might not like it, but I do. I generally do. And the next change is Godsend, basically. The maximum level of cog raiders has been reduced to from level 14s to level 13s. I hate level 14s. I'll always fire one whenever I see. If there's more than one. I hate level 14 boss bots so much. And 2.0s didn't change at all. And overall, CO has been nerfed to make it much easier for lower level tunes. 2000 HP from 2500. And the damage has been scaled down from, I don't know, to 10 to 20 left, depending on the phase. Basically, Seal has 3 phases, depending on his health. So basically, for the Ghost Swing, which is basically the same attack, has been reduced to 10 to 20 life damage, depending on phase. And Gear Stomp and Bump have been reduced to 10 life points, regardless of phase. And Table Squish is 20 life. So yeah, basically if you have 131 life, you have the highest survivability of all toons in the battle. And as an experiment, it might not appear in the release. The hunger and eating time has been unified across all difficulty tiers. So if you have a 3-fire lobby or a 5-fire, it should be the same. And the suits probably will stay the same. So, you know, you can recognize whenever you have a 3-fire, the 5-fire. And the next set isn't really Toon Task related, but it kind of is. It's fishing. The new system that revolves around releasing a fish has been added to the game. So you can press the X button to release the fish back into the water. It will remove it from the bucket, meaning you cannot sell this fish for jelly beans. But you can, if you're forgetful, you can still cast the rod. Once the fish is in your bucket, you cannot empty your bucket unless you sell. The fish album now will no longer update whenever you catch a fish, but instead you sell. That means that a perfect 100 laugh or 103 laugh if you do the Smasher task line is now basically free. There's no randomness involved. You can have a perfect 100 laugh right now. Well, not right now, but before, during the playtest. You won't have the fish and pray that you get the task done before you catch 10 fish and accidentally get a laugh boost. This is amazing, but not for me. But it isn't just for the tasks. Fish bingo can now be filled easier if you just adapt to the fact that you don't have to spend the cast button. So you won't have to cast you have to train yourself to not cast within the first frame after you catch the fish. That is amazing change. That is such amazing change. Basically makes blockout bingos much more easier to obtain. So if you have a group of 4, you can get that 10,000 jelly bean reward or whatever. And you won't have to pray that you actually get it. That's good. Overall, I don't know how easy your tasks will be, but the objectives should, in theory, be much easier. I don't know how, again, but it would be better than the first time. Like the recovery tasks from, I forgot, was it Headhunters? I think it was. Should be much easier to obtain, or whatever the changes will be. Yeah, the gag speed tasks are a great quality of life addition. Alternate toon tasks are interesting, but I don't know. This should not affect like a regular casual player, but instead should make more challenge toons. Well, pretty much archiving whatever reverse Uber or semis you have. The there will be a controversy for that. I can feel it, but I think it's overall nice, fun time to restart. Time to make a new tune. And yeah, the changes to card headquarters should make it easier not only for lower levels, but higher levels as well. This is interesting. This is much more merciful. This will be controversial, but overall everything else is great. Okay, that's all I wanted to talk about. This will start at the time of recording in 20 minutes. I won't be playing right now, but later, maybe tomorrow, I will stream the new changes to see for myself. I just want to see the changes myself, like blindly. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. See ya.